Hello, everyone, and welcome to a Thursday edition. On today's live, I'm going to be chatting with Wendy Shanken Cohen, who is the president and CEO of Dr. Harvey's slash Healthy Formulations Inc. In 1998, after many years in private practice as a homeopathic and nutritional consultant, Wendy joined her husband, Dr. Harvey Cohen, aka Dr. Harvey, to run a busy, growing natural pet food business. She is the author of Feeling Light, Avon Books, 1996, and co-founder of the Feeling Light program, a holistic approach to health for humans. I think one of these days we're going to have a chat about that. Wendy also wrote the foreword to and collaborated on the Encyclopedia of Vitamins, Minerals, and Supplements. An advocate for animal welfare and animal rights and an animal lover, Wendy spends much of her time volunteering in this arena. She is also an advocate for holistic health and well-being for animals and humans. Dr. Harvey's has been a sponsor of the American Holistic Veterinary Medical Association since 1986, when it first began. In 2000, Dr. Harvey's began marketing worldwide and now markets their products in Canada, Japan, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Europe, and India, which is amazing. And Wendy oversees all international trade. Boy, that's got to be a passion in order to put up with that. Today, Wendy is one of the chief spokespeople of Dr. Harvey's. She speaks worldwide on the benefits of holistic health for animals and humans. And together with her sons, Ty and Remy Cohen, I love the family business, Wendy has grown Dr. Harvey's to be one of the most trusted companies in the world for healthy products. Wendy, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here. Very happy to see you.
So, yeah, before we started, Wendy was asking me, if I miss New Jersey. We got a resounding no.
Well, we miss you.
Well, thank you. I don't miss cold weather. So, although it hasn't been that bad this year, but I still don't miss cold weather. So we are having our Naturally Healthy Pets experience coming up in a couple of weeks in Tampa, Florida. And you decided to be a sponsor for the event. And not only are you being a sponsor, but you are personally coming down to join us for the event and help educate people. Why did you want to get involved?
Well, we're just so thrilled, and I'm looking forward to coming to Tampa to be with you on this exciting day. We are, we love you. So it's plain and simple. We love you. We've always wanted to support you. You have always supported us. And it's very important, I think, to stick together in this little niche that we are part of. Because as wonderful as the internet has been for many things, including business, the education part of it is challenging, I would say. Yeah. And there are a few people, and you are one of them, who puts out the information so that it's clear and concise and totally educational and helpful, because it's a very confusing time to be a pet parent, especially if you're looking for something really healthy for your animals.
It is. And I have to say, one of the things that we get asked most often, and the biggest question that I see on social media, is what should I feed my pet? Because people are really overwhelmed. If you walk into the grocery store pet food aisle, it's sort of like, oh my gosh, there's hundreds of different products to choose from. And then you see somewhere, oh, you shouldn't shop at the grocery store, you should shop at the pet store. And then you go to the pet store, and it can be, especially if you go to a big box store, it's even more overwhelming. Now you have 1,000 different choices. And people, you get information coming in from so many directions. And the same with veterinary information, what's the best supplement for this? What's the best supplement for that? So it's so hard for the average pet parent to be able to navigate that and figure out. I did a consultation with somebody yesterday, and they have their team of specialist veterinarians. They have their regular veterinarian. They have the emergency veterinarian that they've had to see a couple of times. And then they wanted to talk to me about doing things from a holistic standpoint. And they said it's so confusing and so overwhelming because they're getting opinions from literally 6 different veterinarians.
Yeah.
And so it can be challenging.
It is overwhelming, and one of the things that we've always prided ourselves on is educating people, um, letting them know that there is a way to improve their dogs, cats, birds' health uh, by making even small changes. And that's something that you talk about all the time. Just make a little change, and that
Yeah.
change may lead to a bigger change. And it is very confusing. What we try to do is take the fear factor out
Yeah.
and teach people in a very common sense way. If you make this small change, you're going to add years to your animal's life, and their health, their overall well-being will improve dramatically. Just taking the chemicals out, being
Yep.
conservative about vaccines, being conservative about the type of medications that you use, looking for holistic solutions to problems that may not be offered by the vet. But they are getting information from the vet, and they're also getting information on the internet, and it is confusing. We have animals who get better on our food, and then they go to the veterinarian, and the veterinarian will say, "Oh no, you can't do that." And they say, "But my dog is better. The
Yeah.
numbers are better." And they say, "Oh yeah, but you can't use that food. It's not wasaba."
Yeah.
So there's a lot of confusing information. We try to sift through that and help pet parents to make good decisions. And you, of course, do the same thing all the time. And we love listening to all of your Facebooks and your videos, and that's why we're coming to Tampa.
Well, that's awesome. So what do you think sets Dr. Harvey's apart from, I mean, there is a lot of natural food and treat companies out there now, and you also make a lot of supplements, which I really love. Um, who decides your herbal formulations?
So Dr. Harvey created all of the original herbal formulations. He and I work on them together. We also have a full-time PhD nutritionist food scientist on our staff, and
Awesome.
she works with us in terms of, getting all of the lab work done. We are as demanding about the what goes into every product as the ingredients that we purchase. So I think that we have always been extremely demanding about the ingredients. And of course, that's a huge challenge um, with having gone through the pandemic, getting ingredients, supply chain issues,
We're
transport.
still having supply chain
Yeah,
issues.
I mean, it's not easy to manufacture. And when you choose to manufacture the type of products that we do, it becomes a day-to-day challenge. It's an everyday challenge. But we don't ever cut corners. We don't ever settle. And I think that sets us apart. And because of that, and having been doing it for over 35 years now, um, I think that people trust us, and they know that what we do is well thought out, well tested, uh, that we're basing this on a lot of science as well as a lot of experience. And people see the proof is in the pudding. People see their animals get better, and they're very grateful. And we're very grateful to be able to offer that.
Well, and I absolutely love that your sons decided to come on board and be a part of the company, because that means that the legacy, the tradition, the quality, they understand it from the ground up. And so things won't change for the worse in the future because they've got that same family pride in it. And I think that's pretty awesome.
Well, it's a great pleasure to be able to work with my sons. I have three sons. Ty is the vice president of the company, developed our website, does all of our marketing, works with the management system that we have, which is quite incredible because we're managing over 365 different ingredients at any given time. And we have a fantastic system that enables us to do that. Ty has developed that. My son Remy handles all of the operations and hiring and uh, the staff, which is a huge job, as well as the procurement. So involved in getting all of the ingredients, and yeah, it's a pleasure. And my son Lincoln, who's not a full-time part of the company, also is involved, very involved, and it's great. It's a great pleasure to be able to have it be a true family business. And of course, Dr. Harvey is still involved, and available and speaks to people every single day. And um, yeah, it's really a great honor and a great pleasure to be able to work directly with my family. But I'll have to say that we have people who have worked with us for over 15 years.
That's
And
amazing.
um, the whole company is like a family. So it's my actual family, but also the people that work here really feel like they're part of the family. We all care about animals, and everyone who works here does. So you're getting to see a little glimpse of our new facility.
New facility. This is amazing. Would you say 33,000 square feet?
Yes, yes.
That is so amazing. So
So
like I'm sitting here going, we went from 1,200 square feet to 7,100 square feet, and we're already outgrowing it. I can't imagine having 33,000 square feet, but we are not manufacturing food, so that, I don't think we need as much room.
well, we needed a lot of room, and we were very fortunate to finally, after looking for over 2 years during the pandemic, to find this facility. And we moved in September, and it's been a great thing. It's given us much more space. We've been able to concentrate on all of our food safety. We just went through the NASC certification. For those people who don't know about NASC, it's the animal supplementation certification. It's a group that comes in and does a very stringent audit to make sure that everything that we do has all of the food safety, and we follow all the regulatory rules. And we've been a member of the NASC for the past 2 years. This was just a re-audit, but they came into the new facility, and I think they were quite happy to see all of the improvements that we've been able to make.
That's also, how big was your last facility?
About 10,000 square feet.
Holy cow. Wow, that's a huge jump. That's an amazing jump.
And we were there for 10 years, and we had outgrown it, as you're finding out.
Yeah.
We had outgrown it about 5 years ago, but just couldn't find the right spot. So we're
Yeah.
thrilled. We moved here in September. It was a tremendous effort on the part of the entire team
Yeah.
in order to make this move. And we're thrilled. We're up and running, and everything is going well. We're thrilled.
So now that you're in this new facility, are you working on anything new, like new recipes, new foods, new supplements?
We're always working on something new.
Always.
Never slow down over here. We actually have a wonderful new food in the works that will be coming out within the next couple of months. But the thing that's coming out, and we're actually going to debut it in Tampa. We're waiting for it to come in, but we're going to be able to bring it and show you when we're there. We're doing nutritional chews. So it's an addition to our supplement line, but they're chews. So we love the idea of making a supplement into a treat. So they're still herbal, but we put it into a treat form. So our supplements currently are powders.
Right.
They are added to food, which is great. And the palatability issue is not really a problem with our supplements. But as far as ease is concerned, the supplement chews are actually great for the pet parents.
Sure. Yeah.
So
And I love your powders because when you have different sizes of animals, it's so much easier to titrate dosing when you have a powder versus a capsule, because with capsules, it's, well, okay, you only need a half a capsule. That's
right.
Chews we can break up, we can double up. So and if I have one less powder to put in my pet's food and I can give them something as a treat once in a while, that's kind of a big bonus.
Yeah. It's very exciting for us. We've done the powders for many years, but we love this idea of it being a treat and also being functional. And we've been working on it for over a year, and we're very pleased with the result. And we have a hip and joint, an immune support, and a digestive probiotic chew.
Great.
So we're
Awesome.
really excited to bring them to Tampa and show you.
Looking forward to seeing them. It's so funny because I remember when I first kind of started using your products, it was in my practices in New Jersey. And I don't know how I got on your radar, but you sent me a box of a lot of your stuff and said, here, try all this stuff. And I mean, I fell in love with a lot of it. And then you came out with Paradigm and Raw Vibrance, which are low carb, which is my thing, and particularly for helping pets with cancer. And I remember ordering a whole bunch of it and putting it on my website. And I said something to you about having it on the website, and you were like, "Yeah, nobody else is allowed to sell it on their website." And I went, "Oops."
True. That's absolutely
So
true.
that was an oops on my part, but it was a great oops. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm glad that you use it and that you offer it to your customers. Those two base mixes are uh, huge for us, and we're very proud of them.
Yeah,
They
I
are
love them.
carb, and they're great. I mean, the raw vibrance is very helpful for the raw community, and lots of raw feeders use it um, as an addition to all of the wonderful things they do to make these beautiful bowls that we put up in our social media. Uh, the lick mats and all of that. People are very creative when it comes to feeding raw, and they love the raw vibrance. They love vegetable.
Yeah.
Um, they love the paradigm. People rotate the different base
Mhm.
mixes, and it's been. We really wanted to do something to support the raw community, although raw vibrance certainly can be used with slightly cooked meat as well.
Mhm.
Lots and lots of raw feeders are using raw vibrance to support their animals.
Yeah, yeah, they've been great products for us, and I use them for my own animals. So, so
Yeah.
I appreciate them. Shh,
Oh,
nobody asked you. My puppy.
yeah, we make something that's it's actually your pup loaf recipe, and use the raw vibrance as part of the mix.
Yeah,
And lots of people use it that way.
yeah, yeah. It actually works very well with the pup loaf recipe because it just saves you that step of having to chop up all the veggies and everything yourself. And it's just like, okay, good. I'll add my eggs and my fish and my meat, and it's all done. So, so where can people find out more about Dr. Harvey's if they're not familiar with your stuff, like social media, website, all that kind of good stuff?
Yeah, we're everywhere. So drharveys.com is there. We have a very active blog, which I think people will find interesting, which is
Great.
very informative, and I think people will find it interesting, the take we have on how to feed. And we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, and we're easy to get a hold of. The other thing that's really unique about Dr. Harvey's is that we have a full-time, very, very informed customer service department. So people can call us anytime, all the time on our toll-free number, and speak directly to someone who is extremely knowledgeable. And they're actually right here in the building. This is not something that's offshore or
That's great.
someone that's just taking orders. These are people who really understand our products and can guide the the customers into learning how to use the food, because sometimes it's not easy to make that transition. So
Right.
during that time when they're searching for answers, it's very easy to get in touch with us. We answer every single email that we get. We're at info@drharveys.com. We have, as I said, the staff, my team, they're just incredible.
That's great. Yeah, that is the missing piece that we need, that person or people. I think it requires a lot of people. But somebody asked a question, and it's a good question. The difference between air dried and freeze dried. Which do you do for your foods?
So we use a combination of dehydrated and freeze dried. All of the meat that we use is freeze dried.
Okay.
So in the complete foods as well as in our treats, those are all freeze dried.
Okay.
We do use dehydrated vegetables. We do use some freeze dried vegetables as well. So, for example, the peas that we use are freeze dried, which makes them very soft, because dehydrated peas are quite hard.
Right.
Freeze dried peas are very soft and easy for the dogs to both chew and digest.
Okay.
So dehydrated uses a little bit more heat, so there is some loss of nutrients in the dehydration process, even though it's a very lightly dehydrated process that we use. Freeze drying is a cold process, so there's less nutrient loss.
There you go. That was a great question and a great answer. Thank you. All right. So, for those of you who can join us for the event in Tampa, it is on March 25th. So, it's coming up in a couple of weeks. It's on a Saturday, and I think it goes from like 8:30 in the morning till 5 at night. You can register. There's a link in the chat. And if you use code Tampa10, you can get 10% off your ticket. Wendy, I'm looking forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks. You'll be happy to get warm in Florida, so will I.
I will. We will be there, and we look forward to meeting everyone. Come by and see us. We've got lots of goodies for
Yay.
everyone.
Yay. All right. Later, everybody.
Thank you.